In this segment, we're going to explain the different fabrication levels Practicad offers. We're going to click on our duct here and then take note in the AutoCAD property box. Underneath technology properties, we have a place for fabrication level. You will notice that Practicad offers three fabrication levels: cut and label, label only, and order. Dependent upon which fabrication level your ductwork is in, it can have a role in how your duct edits. The first one, cut and label, basically means that this duct is going to go to the plasma cutter. Therefore, it's not going to follow any standard set of rules for finished length with coil line, which is what label only is for. It's simply going to mean that whatever properties you put in, Practicad is going to accept them. For example, we've switched the fabrication level to cut and label, and now we're going to come over here and change the connection to slip and drive. Notice when we switch it to slip and drive, it does not affect anything else. It doesn't affect the length in particular. If I come over here and decide to switch the length to 45, it will automatically adjust the fitting to fit exactly what it is we've typed in. So cut and label means we're going to fabricate this fitting, send it to the plasma, and it shouldn't follow any rules in terms of default stock length. However, now we're going to switch the fitting to label only. Note the second we switch it to label only, that Practicad has readjusted the length of the fitting. And the reason why it's currently at 57.5 is because we have half TDF and half slip and drive. We're actually losing 2 inches from a 60-inch default stock length fitting. We're losing 2 inches for the TDF and a ½ inch for slip and drive. What we're going to do is switch them both to TDF. Notice the second we do that the length adjusts. What label only means is that first, we should send this fitting down to a sheet shear list or download it to a coil line. And second, it means that it should follow the default stock options you have selected in your library ductwork options. To show you where that is, again, we're going to click on library. And then we're going to go over and click on the word ductwork. Notice here we have use default stock length, it's checked, and for rectangular we have 60 inches. If you choose label only, Practicad will make sure that as you change connections, that the finished length of the duct meets this stock length. If you change it to 48 inches, it would adjust to that. Currently it's on 60. So what we're going to do is exit out of the library. You'll notice by clicking on the duct and coming over to the AutoCAD property box, now if I make any change to the connectors, for example, we're going to switch the connector into slip and drive and then the connector out to slip and drive, you can see that this customer has it set to lose a ½ inch on each side. So our finished length here is going to be 59 inches when we're done. But it's coming from a 60-inch default stock length. Now, it will stay on label only up until you make a change to your length. For example, if I come up here currently and I take length and switch it from 59 inches and I change it to 44 inches and hit enter, right there you'll notice that Practicad says you are not following the default stock length, and therefore we're going to switch the fabrication level to cut and label so it sends it to the plasma. If I switch it back to label only, Practicad will re-edit the fitting and make sure that based on the connections that it meets the default stock length. So you can choose between cut and label only. This shift will most of the time be automatic. However, you can choose to change the fabrication level at any time. The last and final fabrication level is order. Order simply means that we would like to download this to Practicam and possibly get a report. We don't want to send it to the plasma. We don't want to send it to the coil line. It's just an ordered entity. Often, whenever we create catalog items like heatos or stamped elbows, things we're purchasing, we set the fabrication level to order. Quite often, we use order as a condition to make sure we don't download something that should not be fabricated or should be fabricated. So this is the explanation of fabrication level. Once again, cut and label means follow any parameters we put into the system. Changing connections will not change the length. We're going to send it to the plasma. Label only means that if we go to make any change, for example here we're going to switch to TDF and TDF, it should auto adjust the length to meet our default stock length, and it should download to a coil line or to a sheet shear list. And last we have order only. Order only will have no effect on the fittings parameters. It's used generally to pick off duct that should be purchased or to download stuff to Practicam that would get reported but not be fabricated by plasma, coil line, or spiral machine.